Xavier, welcome to AI to Peace.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me there. This is a very interesting topic, so very happy to share a bit of time with you.
Xavier, the first question I'd like to ask you is, could you tell us about yourself and your journey?
So, Xavier Poisson, this is my name. I was born in Africa 63 years ago. And I grew up a bit in Africa, which has opened to me a lot of thoughts because this was not very common. And I learned how to really live in multicultural societies. And this has been shaping a lot of my ideas when I grew up. Then I went to France, and I have been in IT since probably 86, started with startups, then working in companies such as Wang Laboratories, that was a manufacturer of mini computers. And then I joined HPE, I believe it was 27 years ago, 27 years ago. And I started as a sales rep. And now I am leading all the business we do with cloud and AI service providers across the world. So I have teams everywhere in the world at HPE who are selling to service providers. So this is very interesting segment of market because as the consumption of cloud services on IT is now the norm, before people were purchasing IT, now they consume IT. And this has been a fantastic journey for me. Another thing, I'm very engaged with some organizations such as Eurocloud in France, where I am a board member. And also I have been funding a specific working groups 3 years ago at Eurocloud on sustainability for cloud and AI. So this is also very interesting. So what I like is really to spend time with my customers, all the big service providers and small ones, by the way, also across the world, to look at the trends, what they need, how they react versus the new technologies, and try to build communities in order that experience can be shared. So this is a bit my journey. I am married, I have 6 kids, and I live in France.
Incredible. What an achievement. I mean, your career is absolutely astonishing, but the 6 children is quite an achievement too. Well done. Amazing. Can I ask you, Xavier, when you hear the phrase AI to peace, when you hear this phrase AI to peace, what's the reality of AI supporting peace?
Well, for me, this is all about how AI can help people to live together better, why they can respect the planet. This is the first thing I would say. And the second thing that comes to my mind immediately after is how we can use AI to improve the way people live and work. And to be honest, this is really what we are trying to do with the service providers we are working with at HPE. And when you look at the local and regional service providers across the world who are now embracing AI, these are the things they have in mind. If I think of companies such as Kudo in the UK or DataVita in the UK, this is really what is driving them. So I'm very optimistic about that. And AI to peace, for me, this is first to allow this technology to be used in the right way in order that people can live better together. I tell you, because at the end of the day, this is the engine for peace, living together better.
That's really great to hear, Xavier, and I very much hope that AI can support the manifestation of a more peaceful and sustainable world. We all do. But what fears do you have? Talk to me a little bit about the fear that you may have in relation to the development of AI.
So AI, this is a disruptive technology, and it has a lot of interesting capabilities. But like every disruptive technology, its developments is raising a few questions. I want to quote something that was said 500 years ago from a French writer and philosopher. The name is Rabelais. And he wrote, "Science without conscience is the ruin of the soul." And this is in Pantagruel, a book that he was working on. Gargantua, the father of Pantagruel, is telling that to his son. What does it mean, really? The real meaning of that is that knowledge, without being capable to understand what you do, what you know, is absolutely useless and can have a very, very wrong impact on people and civilization. And I believe that this applies definitely to AI. So when we think about the fears about AI, you know, accelerating AI developments without understanding the impact of that on people, on societies, may lead to big mistakes. So this is one angle. But if you want to be very pragmatic around that, taking for granted what an LLM request will give to you as an answer without you evaluating the context of the question you raised, where the data is coming from, and the kind of answer you got is a potential danger. This is another angle. I want to say one thing that people underestimate a lot. Without data, there is no AI. And my biggest fear related to AI is the manipulation of data. According to the kind of data that are used, how these data are stored, how these data have been cleaned, according to which context and how you give this data to AI, for which usage you provide data to AI, all of these parameters play a very, very big role. And if you are not in the understanding of data before thinking of AI, you cannot come to a system of trust. And different fears can be said about AI, but one of the biggest fears may be that with this fantastic technology, people will not trust it. In order it can be trusted, you need to trust the data. And at the end of the day, this is probably a very, very big topic. Now, if I want to give you an example, just that you realize a bit what I'm saying. There was a report by Draghi. So Draghi is an economist that has been writing in 24 a very big report on the economy of EU. What he said is that the data value loss, meaning the amount of EU data transferred to third countries by EU, is estimated today at 90%. So 90% of the data created in the EU, for instance, are transferred to other countries. Now, when you think that 70% of the new value created in the world economy in the next 10 years will be digitally enabled, the risk of value loss for EU keeps increasing. At the same time, we rely on these third-party countries for over 80% of the digital products, services. So you can see that there is one topic that is playing a very, very big role in cutting the fears, making AI trustable and relevant, is the quality of the data and how this data is kept in the country to create GDP growth. Because at the end of the day, we can speak for years around AI, but if you have not the right data, it does not work. And then there is a very important question, of course, related to these fears, is who will benefit from AI? Will it be only a happy few making a lot of money out of it or not? Which decisions people will take based on this AI? And what are the data that led to these decisions? So there is a very, very strong motion to really understand these topics around data. Now, eventually, AI is the disruptive and invasive technology, okay? But at the end of the day, we have seen that already in the past. When the automotive was created, we had to train people to drive cars in the right ways. We had to invent highway codes, all of that to avoid accidents. At the end of the day, the same applies to AI. For me, this is my big fear around AI is that we miss what is called the management of change, the education, and the guardrails.
Amazing to listen to you speak. And I just wish we had more time. If people would like to find out more about you and the work that you're doing, where can we go?
Well, I believe that we can spend time together. At the end of the day, HPE is doing a lot of things, working with customers, such what we have done with the Federal Institute of Technology in Switzerland to really have to overcome major barriers to harnessing hydrogen and clean energy sources. We work also with, in a comprehensively different area with a project which is Gatekeeper, 13 countries in Europe to really prevent diseases and also, enabling elderly people to better live. You can find a lot of things on the annual reports that HP is publishing, regarding everything we do around ethics, because this is a very, very big topic also for AI. We have been investing a lot in everything which is around ethics. We have at HP our own AI ethical principles that we apply not only at the creation of the products, but also in the sales engagement that we are doing. So all of that, there is a very big report at HP, which is HP Living Progress, that I would guide you to, because it's really a mine to find a lot of things. And of course, we are very happy to engage with everyone at HP. We have a very broad ecosystem of, as I said, of service providers dedicated to do fantastic things with AI. And they are rocking, and at the end of the day, they are everywhere in the world. So this is really bringing the benefits of the AI economy, local and regional, not only being seen as a global game for a happy few.
Xavier, thank you so much for your thoughts today. We wish you the very best on your journey, and thank you for participating in AI to Peace.
Thank you.